So we're on location at one of our marriage helper workshops this weekend, and there's so many couples in there from literally all over the United States. And here's one of the things that they're learning right now. As they're learning it, we're talking about it here too. But I'm going to start it off with a story. So this just happened this week when I'm the one who's working out of the house. My husband's currently working from home. And so our roles have kind of changed in what it looks like of who takes care of the house. And if I'm going to be honest, it has been a big fight for about the past year as we've tried to find a new normal in this. And so yesterday he called me from while I was at work, and he said, guess what? I've been spending all day cleaning, and I've been washing clothes, and I almost ran the dishwasher, but it wasn't full yet, so I decided I'd wait. And he was so excited about all the things he had done, and I was like, that's awesome, that's great. But guess what happened? So when I came home, I realized that he had done all of those awesome things, but he didn't take the trash out. And what was so easy for me to do was to focus on that one thing that he didn't do, and to say, why didn't you take the trash out? When he had done all of these other things. And it's so easy when we become comfortable in our relationships that we can start focusing on all of the negative that people do and assuming the worst about them. And we can start saying, you know, I see that you did all of those other things, and that's great, but here's what you did wrong. And when we start doing that in our relationships, what happens is those things that our spouses do that they're proud of and that they're excited to share with us, they're going to start doing that less and less because we're not noticing those. We're not giving feedback and rewards of those. We're focusing on the negative. If I come home and I just notice the trash not being taken out, my husband's response to that is, well, all of the other things I've done, I guess they didn't matter that much, so I'm just not going to do them anymore. And that's not what I want. What we need to do in our marriages is to take a step back, to focus on the positive first, to point out the positive, to compliment our spouse on it. Because in psychology, there's something called positive psychology, reward-based psychology, where when we reward good behavior, that behavior continues to happen. When we notice the good things that our spouse does and we reward that, that behavior is going to continue to happen. If we continue to only focus on the negative, then we're not going to see the positive continue to happen. So that's our word of wisdom for you this week. How can you start focusing on the positive things that your spouse is doing, no matter what situation your relationship is in right now? How can we focus on the positives and know that the negatives are there, and yeah, they need to be worked on, but let's focus more on the positives and talk about the positives way more than we talk about the negatives. Be sure to start doing that this week. It's going to make a huge difference. Not only this week, but make it something you practice time and time and time again. It takes intentionality. It takes really being conscious of doing it. But once you get in the habit of it, it'll become easier and easier. You can do it. We believe in you.